no more. Help is on the way. Welcome to the Design Club. With over 30 years of design knowledge, award-winning interior designer, and YouTube personality, Lisa Holt gives you the tools to boost your design confidence and let your creativity flow. You have personal access to one of the industry's top interior designers. With almost 2,500 things to see and do, there's no shortage of information to help you crush your home goals and get your projects done right the first time. Join our community of like-minded individuals where you can find specific answers to your questions about your home and your project. Looking for feedback or advice? Take advantage of our clubhouse chat room where members just like you help each other and provide community support. You are never alone in the Design Club. The Design Club is the new way to get your project done the right way. Don't waste another minute or another dollar. Join the Design Club today and start designing with confidence and the knowledge to get your project done right the first time.
Hey guys, how are you? That was a really rocky start. Megan?
I know I'm on. Sorry, can you mute? We've got a little bit of feedback going on. There you go. Well, sorry guys.
That was the rockiest start I've ever heard of.
That was
anything.
the rockiest one we've ever had. But you know what? It happens. It's okay.
You
We'll
know,
get it next
but
time.
It only can, you know, the thing is, it only can go up from there. It always can get better, right?
That's right. Let's start at the bottom, and that way we'll always be rising to the top.
Yeah, start at the very bottom. Like you could not have done a words intro, and then you just like the next one. If we just blow everything, it will be better.
Hey guys, well we
so
appreciate your support and how forgiving you are, and that you were
Yes,
still so nice and
exactly.
still here. So we appreciate that very much. But today, either way is going to be awesome. We have an amazing show lined up. Super excited because it's themed and it's all about kitchens. And we even have a special guest. You guys may have heard of Mark Tobin, who is a kitchen designer specialist guru, who also has quite the following on YouTube. And I know that a couple of our members are followers as well. And so he's going to be here to answer a few of our questions and probably some of your questions as well. So that's super exciting. We also have our lineup per usual. We're going to do our segment, What Would Lisa Do? We're also going to do a little bit of design news with me. And then we're also going to see if I can stump Lisa for the first time ever. And I think I can. This time it is. I'm feeling lucky today. I don't know why. But we'll see.
And guys, I've created these little intros for Lisa, and we've never done this before either. So after on the heels of what just happened,
So
fingers crossed.
crossed.
Okay. Just for be forgiveness, especially since we had our birthday party last night.
Yes, it was super fun. Thank you guys for everyone who attended. We absolutely adored every second of it. And yeah, maybe that's why we're having a bit of a rocky start, because it was a party, guys. And
there was a lot of beverages.
Yeah, there was
a lot of bubbly.
Yeah. Well, we had a toast to the Design Club.
Oh my God.
If things don't go right, always just blame alcohol.
Yes,
Yep,
blame it
there
on
we
the
go.
alcohol.
Works for me. Works for me every time. So,
So we have these. We've created these three segments, and some of you guys have been watching the YouTube lives for a while now would know about it. One is the design news, which is all about Megan, tells us about everything we need to know about interior design. We have, I'm reading here, we have our intro short, which is the Stump Lisa, and we have I put together a little animated thing for that, and then we have what's that last one called? Oh, what would Lisa do?
What would Lisa do? Yeah,
those are our three main segments. Plus we have the interview. Plus we have question and answers. So at some point we're going to get this technology all pulled together. But so anyway, so we'll be a little rocky. We're going to have to do it a little bit delicately. So anyway, hi guys, thank you for coming and being with us today. Anybody have anything they want to add to the mix, or do you just want to just jump right into it?
I'd say
we jump right in.
I say that too, because I'm ready for a Stump Lisa. You know, if you want to
already?
get rid.
Okay.
I've
Okay,
been
wait.
thinking about it all
Let me
morning.
get
So
some, let me get some more coffee. Oh, wait, do we have design news too?
we do. Yeah, we
yay.
do.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Okay.
I've got that queued up, and it's all about Halloween decor and how one can do it fabulously.
Halloween.
Yep.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
That'll be
we
interesting.
are going to see.
I want to see
if I
that.
can do okay, we're going to see if I can do a simple share. So here's our little new intro for the Stump Lisa, everybody. Ready?
I loved it. I loved the little star on your eye, Dana. The little kind of like wink. I thought that was super cute.
You wink too.
No, I didn't hear the soundtrack. Was there music? Oh,
There
we will work
was.
this out.
I heard
Okay,
some
whatever.
in the
All
beginning,
right.
but yeah.
Ah,
Okay.
We're trying.
All right. Are
couldn't
you
hear
ready,
the
Lisa?
soundtrack?
I did not, but it could be me. Can you guys hear me? Can
Yeah.
everybody hear me
I
on
can
YouTube?
hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can hear. Yeah.
Good. All
It was a
righty.
bit choppy. Jonathan said, we have to work our act out, but we'll do the best we can
I
today.
know,
We'll
right?
continue.
Yeah.
We'll
We'll
continue,
see.
but it will get better.
Yeah.
I
If
always
there's a
say you need to go
producer out
check
there
school.
that wants to help us out.
Yeah, if there's a producer out there, come call us.
Yes, right.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh, thanks, Jonathan. Jonathan says, as I said, we love you anyway. Well, thank
No,
you.
yay. Thank you. Oh my
We need that.
gosh.
Okay.
So-
Are you ready for your stump, Lisa?
Sure am.
Okay.
Sure am.
There you go.
Okay. Oh
Now,
gosh.
and for
Okay.
those of you who don't know what Stump Lisa is, what Lisa's going to do is she is going to take a look at this picture and see if she can tell me the design style and why it's that particular style.
Well, I love it because it's part of our theme today, kitchens. And I'm gonna call it I'm gonna call it yes, I'm gonna call it Scandi. It's a Scandi boho mix, and it's very sophisticated, I have to say. I would never have done the carpet under the kitchen table because that's like the worst table to put it under, but it looks very good for this picture, which is fine. But I adore, oh my, I adore this backsplash done in the encaustic in the tonal taupe of the rest of the story, because it's all white and kind of taupe with this sort of natural, malicious textures. Look at this hanging rope there that's very artfully tied. The display bowls out of coconut shell. Oh my gosh, that's a very nice little space. Has almost a little bit of a global kiss to it, but it leans more sort of boho Scandi. What are they saying it is?
So I was hoping that the hybrid design style would actually stump Lisa, being that it is boho and Scandi. So yeah, that's what it is. Okay, all right. I'm gonna get you next time though. I'm pretty sure.
that's
The next
funny.
one's super
All right.
hard, so come on.
Oh, it is? Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should we do that one now or should we wait?
Sure now.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I love Jonathan's comment. Those chairs do look miserable. Oh my gosh, this is different.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there are some lovely elements there. Couple I would have maybe shifted up just a hair, but okay, so I'm looking at these gorgeous beams up here, right?
Oh, Lisa, can I jump
yes.
in here for a second?
Yes.
Well, why don't we see if people in the chat can guess that, because it's half the
Yes.
fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
guys,
we
this
know
is a challenging one. Let us know. Tell us what design style this is, and if you get it, you are awesome.
Yes.
If you get it, what are you going to get? Like
You
a
get
design club.
a thumbs up from Lisa Holt herself.
There you go. That's right. That's
I'll
right.
tell you what you do. You get us bragging about you all over chat live.
I love
Okay,
it.
we
Okay.
have French Farmhouse. We have Coastal from Nancy.
Coastal.
I don't know.
Okay.
Lisa, what do you think?
French
French
farmhouse.
cottage core. Lisa Chrissy says something mixed with
Industrial from
farmhouse.
Eve on YouTube.
This
Yes.
sink skirt is a
Yes,
choice.
Jonathan, it is.
Jonathan, you're
It is
wicked.
it's a choice.
What did Jonathan say? The skirt.
The sink skirt.
They have probably
Yeah,
been
that's
dreaming
funny.
about having one of those sink skirts forever.
Oh my gosh, I
So-
don't know why.
So on YouTube, Lisa, on YouTube, we have California rustic modern farmhouse, provincial, another modern farmhouse, farmhouse Mediterranean, eclectic traditional, French farmhouse. What do you think?
Wow.
I think you guys are actually very close. What I'm going to say though is I'm going to jump up and broaden this a bit. I'm going to make this. I'm going to go with, because there's some very good cues that you guys were catching already, right? The beams, right, that are very distressed. So already we're thinking rustic, could be a farmhouse, but look at how sharp and clean these plaster walls are. So they're a bit minimalist, right? Because true French country would be much more, would have much more of this kind of thing going on. I love this little stone sort of old rosette window setting. That's lovely, but it's just one. So there's some restraint here that's been very kind of artfully included in that. Yes, they've got a textured wall behind the stove, but it's not tile, which could be French country easily, right? It's more of just kind of a raw stone. And then, but then here's the tip off that they're not going to go all the way there. Look at how plain these legs are on this. And these are very simple. Yeah, they have a little bit of that kind of thing. The, what do you call it? The stud heads and things. So, you know, it's clearly got, there is some farmhouse to it, although it's not extreme farmhouse. So where we're going to do is we're going to pop up one level and say, this is transitional, leaning towards French country, but a contemporary take on French country, because you've got nice, clean, light wood floors. They're not distressed. They're not rustic. They're very clean and modern. This carpet blends in perfectly with that. This clean stone arch, but everything else is this plain white plaster. So I'm going to push for that. I can't explain these. That is not something that I would have necessarily put in there. They're trying to go for a carriage lantern vibe, but it's an uncomfortable shape with this little shed top to it. It's trying to be more things than it should be. But overall, it's delicious, and I would spend my autumn there. No questions about it.
So you guys did so well in chat. A lot of you got really close. Renee, you got super close with the French country mixed with Tuscan. Jonathan with his safe guess of transitional. But honestly, Lisa, that is 100% what it is. It is transitional French country. Like that's what this
transitional French country.
Yes,
I love it. I love it.
So you guys, a lot of you guys just nailed it.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Oh my God, I love it. Yeah,
Good
because
job.
it was cleaner than you see a lot of, you know, kind of the, so we sort of moved past that. What was that style for a while? Shabby chic, right?
Yeah.
That was kind of 80s. And that was how a lot of people did kind of a French country style. But we've moved on. Now we have Gustavian and we have all kinds of other ways of interpreting that. But that was very attractive because it was a very clean version of that. I love that. I thought that was really attractive.
I do too. Do we have any questions that we're answering today, Lisa?
Oh yes, I have a couple.
Oh,
actually
good.
that have been waiting, which was great because we're so inundated with them that these are a couple weeks old. But yes, I've got one. Can we hop on right now with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Love it. Let's do this. Okay. So
and also, Lisa, I just want to mention to you in YouTube chat, we have a few people that are really saying that they love it. We so appreciate your feedback, guys. If we don't know if you like something or you don't like something. So if you like something, it really, when you put it in, it helps us know where to go and what to do. So they said they really like the stump Lisas. They think it's really fun to play along.
Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, I'm so glad, because you know what it is that, we haven't been talking a lot about style statements lately, but we do in this. So, that's really, really kind of fun. And how to mix styles, which is always really a good question for everybody, right? So, all right. So let's see. I have, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, am I doing a Q&A?
No, more stump Lisas later on.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes,
we
yes,
can.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I just don't.
Oh my
want to
God.
play the video.
What am I,
I'm
Jonathan,
afraid of it now.
so far you're holding the record,
That's
but the
true.
only one that stumped me.
Yeah.
So, let's see. All right, so share screen. Oops, nope, sorry. Let me start over. Okay, so wait, there we go. Oh, I know what's going on. All right. Up. Okay, good. This little board got sent in to me by Aisha. And Aisha asked, she said she's working with a designer, and the designer, so the question is about drapery. So it's not about her kitchen on this one, but she has been waiting for a couple of weeks, so I kind of wanted to get to her. She was asking about curtains, because I guess she and the designer have worked out a room that is down here on the screen that you can see. And it looks like she's going to be adding a rug to be partially under the couch. Ooh, okay, so I'm going to say right there, that's a little bit of an alarm bell for me, because you want it to be fully under the sofa and give it a little bit of room. But her real question is which curtain color and what color to look for in artwork. And she says to me that her designer had told her to do beige. And I hate to do this to you, Aisha, but I am actually going to side with her designer, because I don't see whenever you would consider doing a colored or an accent drapery, you always have to be thoughtful about how you're creating the principle of repetition with that specific color. Okay, so I don't see any of this mustard happening in the room. I don't know if the room is done yet or not. And I don't see any of this pink happening in the room. So if it were my space, what I would probably be doing in the window is something that blends in beautifully with the wall, and then perhaps add a bit of either of these two colors in some accessory pieces. And I can't really tell if this new rug, she has a new cushion color set coming. Oh, with a little bit of the pink in there. Good. Yes, that's good. But I would still work with doing the drapery a little bit closer to the room color, only because then they are the single focal point. Don't know if you're planning on any artwork, but you may want to have some of that artwork like over the sofa or something like that as the focal point other than the television. So that's my comment on that room. And then the second part of her question was also drapery related to this bedroom. And she's proposing the sage green curtain. And I'm going to say the same thing, which is I'm going to say skip it on the sage green curtain, but it's a lovely color for a bedroom. So why don't you consider getting a better carpet that's larger, maybe, that encompasses this whole sort of space in here? Because this, honey, when you get out of your bed, you're going to just put your feet on the bare floor. That's no good. So you want to have a carpet that kind of runs all the way around in this area. And you could have a carpet that maybe blends in a little bit of the color of the floor and a little bit of that sage green, perhaps. Or if you wanted to, you can kind of see a little bit of that green happening in the artwork and then carry it across and bring it into your upholstery that's on this lovely little bed seat at the end and some of the linens at the end of the bed. And then keep the grayish, the neutral color on the drapery. So I'm so glad you asked, Aisha. I am so sorry it took so long for me on that one, but that's where I'm going on that one. Do I have time for one more?
Yeah.
These are quickies.
Yeah, perfect.
And they're both drapery related, so which is kind of interesting. Okay, so this little shot is from Libby, and Libby is saying she's got this lovely, huge sort of peaked bedroom. Obviously, she's in the middle of construction because you can see that, you know, she's in mudding and hasn't even painted yet. And apparently the deal is that it's going to have two of the twin beds with these sweet little twin bed, wood twin beds here. Fine, all is good, but she's worried about having to have a wall of drapery on this other wall where these windows are. And I'm here to tell you this: you've got a lovely, deep window sill, and I'm going to tell you your problem is solved, because all you have to do here is roller shade on the inset and then an outside mount Roman shade that just drops down to right there on all. And on these windows, you can do a Roman shade that just comes right to the outside of that. And here's the trick: you want this to be the color of the walls. Don't know what the color is going to be of the walls because they haven't been painted yet, but you want to exactly match them. So there's no break line between the drapery and the wall color. There is just a texture, and that will give you, and, one more thing. You want to paint this entire peaked ceiling the exact same color of the walls so that your eye just lifts up, is not interrupted by the drapery, goes all the way to this lovely peak. Maybe you've got some sort of, lovely hanging chandelier or something down there, and all your eye is focused on the furnishings and what's happening intentionally in the bedroom, and you don't have to worry about a room full of drapery as a result. Yay, Libby! Oh, I'm so excited. And you need to be sure and send us afters, because now we've seen the befores and we want to see the afters when you're done, right?
Oh, for
Maggie,
sure.
We don't get nearly enough afters.
I know. You guys are holding out on us.
I know. I'm begging for afters. Come on,
Yeah.
guys. You know why I want afters? Because when you share your success stories, you empower others to go for it themselves. That's why it's important that you share your stories with us. Okay.
Absolutely.
So those were my two drapery related ones. So
Okay.
if we need to move on, we can.
Okay.
Oops.
So Lisa, I have a question for you. Megan, I was actually thinking that would almost be what would Lisa do? Isn't that kind of the same thing? Isn't the question and answer that?
Yeah, it is actually that. I would say very much that.
You're right.
It is, because I'm saying that's kind of like what you're doing. So
it's true. What would I do? That's what I do. I know Aisha is probably like boiling in her soup right now because she's like, I wanted those
boiling in her soup.
But there are other ways to get those colors.
Are you okay? So where do we want to go from here? You want to go talk about kitchens?
Yes. Oh, yes. Let's meet Mark.
So Mark, raise your hand if you are ready to go, Mark. I think he is. I've talked to him already.
Oh, there he goes.
Raise his hand. Oh my, there he is. Hold on. Now you know what happens. I lost him in my thing. He raised his hand. I can't see him anymore. Sorry. Oh, there he is. Mark, we're bringing you on. Here he comes. Dun, 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 dun. We have to wait for a few seconds.
There he is.
Here he comes.
While we're waiting, I'm going to answer somebody in the chat and just say, guys, you can also send us your progress shots. We love those too.
Yes, we do. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
How are you?
How are you?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes,
fine.
it's great.
Awesome.
Obviously, no tech problems there. Oops.
No.
Happens to me too. Happens to the best of us. Listen, I got the memo on the glasses, but I didn't get the memo on the black top, so I apologize for not.
No.
You don't have to do that.
Not a problem at
Really
all.
a uniform, and it makes you stand out as our featured guest.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I'll take it.
Mark, how are you? It's
So-
really nice to see you in person.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. Thanks so much for inviting me on.
Yay.
Yeah, I've been pretty excited to come on, chat about kitchens or whatever. Just don't ask me too many in-depth interior design questions because they won't go over too well.
It's funny is that, we have both the YouTube channel, of course, and then we also have the Design Club, which is a group of kind of like design fanatics, let's say, and then we also have a private coaching group called Inner Circle. And so what I have to say is that every one of those layers, kitchens is probably one of the most asked about areas because it's so in depth and
Sure.
there's so many details to it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people are specialists, as you say, as with kitchens, because they're such complex spaces. It's really amazing. Megan and I were talking about you coming on earlier in the week, and one of the things that I wanted to ask you is, what is the number one question that you get about kitchens?
Kitchens. I get a lot of questions about countertop material.
God, yes.
That's a big one.
Yes. Yes.
And, I get a lot of sink questions.
Yes.
A lot of sink questions.
Yes.
Color comes up a lot.
Yes.
terms
Yes.
of,
Yes.
Yes. That type of thing. But I would say, like, overall, I do get a lot of questions about countertop. And then because I focus pretty heavily on the functionality of the space, so I get a lot of those questions because that's what I, kind of promote myself as knowing more about, other than I'm not an interior designer. So, but I've designed kitchens my whole life. Like for 20 years, I did this. And so, but in that time frame, like, they never teach you about interior design. You're just designing spaces. Right. You're more of a kitchen facilitator than, a designer. You're designing a space, but you're not really encompassing that whole term. And so, I'm very careful on my channel and when I'm talking, not to talk like I know more than I do, because I clearly don't. If you watch my videos, I don't. So I do get a lot of questions about, like, the functionality of a space, how to make your kitchen more usable, topics like that.
Yes.
I
think that's wonderful. So I just have to ask you, because I'm super curious. We have a lot of debates on our channel because we are the second part to you. In other words, you and I are synergistic in terms of where we, our workspace or our work purviews, let's say. And what's interesting is that I always defer to a kitchen expert, because I can't be that person that understands every hardware detail.
Right.
I just know that the client wants a silver drawer. Right. I don't know how to get it, but I always defer to someone who's, an expert in that. So I've got to ask you, because we've had a lot of debates around countertops.
Okay.
And I am personally of the opinion that I don't like dark countertops, regardless of the material, quartz, real stone, whatever. Okay. But that's my personal experience over, the years. Where do you sit on countertops? What's kind of like your thing?
So in terms of color or material?
In terms of color, or maybe your favorite style or type material.
Okay. So color wise, like I love white kitchens. My last two kitchens have been white. My countertops are white or with maybe some simple veining. I don't have a high-end kitchen, and so that's here nor there. But I do like white. So as long as it's a lighter tone with, it doesn't have to have veining in it to whatever degree, but I sort of like that look. I really like quartzite as a material. I'm not a huge fan, and I get into this conversation quite a bit about quartz, manufactured quartz. I'm just not. I sold it for so many years that it's just like, okay, I'm it's fine. Like, I get it, it's great, but it's good. I'm really interested in porcelain slabs.
Oh, tell me about those.
Recently, so that's something I'm that ultra compact porcelain slab. It's very, it, other than dropping something very heavy on it, which you wouldn't want to do with almost anything anyway.
Right.
I think it's probably one of the best choices on the market overall. That's a tough thing to say. I shouldn't say that, but it would be my choice. I think if I was just going to say, hey, this is whatever, I could pick anything I wanted, I would investigate heavily a porcelain slab. I just love it. It's so durable. It's completely heat resistant because it's made that way.
Right.
It's highly scratch resistant, antibacterial, all the buzzwords that you're looking for in a countertop. And they can make it in all kinds of different like styles. So no matter what you're looking at. But I like that.
What do you do? The edge details. Oh, I'm sorry.
Edge.
Oh. Yeah, the edge details on porcelain. That was always the thing that kind of held me back when I was first looking at them, is the idea of I don't like a seam at the edge. I like to do a mitered edge.
Mitered edge, yeah.
It drops down and there's no seam. What do you do with porcelain for that?
So I'd have to check. I mean, we don't have a porcelain supplier anywhere near. I have some friends in the industry that I'm in touch with, and you might have them talk to you as well with Infinity Surfaces out of Italy.
Oh, okay.
And they make large scale porcelain slabs, very beautiful. Sent me a whole palette of product just to look at. So it was very nice. I'd have to. I couldn't confidently answer that question. As far as the detail, though, I like some very plain square edge, maybe just a simple radius, nothing too fancy. Because I grew up in the kitchen era of, cathedral doors and Valencia edges, and just it's great. And maybe in another few years, that'll be just, pounding back on our doors and everyone will be dying to have that. But
that's funny. Simple, so. Oh my God. That's funny. I know. Right. Oh God. Well, it does take a while for things to come back around, but we are seeing the 70s coming back. So here we go,
Speaking of 70s and mistakes, I'm curious. Obviously the kitchen is full of opportunities to make mistakes and expensive ones. I'm curious, which mistake do you see most often in the kitchen?
What I see most often is not enough pre-planning to cover details that you should have figured out beforehand. So, fridge placements and what are some other ones that I see quite a bit? Like simple things that if you just kind of like pulled the reins a little bit and like cooled the jets and like planned out the design a little more, seen a few more revisions, walked through a few more ideas that you could have for the space. I think a lot of times in the world that I lived in, which was, just get kitchens out the door. It didn't really matter really much after that. It was up to you, the client, to make sure that it's what you wanted. And if you didn't like it, it wasn't my fault. Instead of being proactive and giving the client as many iterations as, are reasonable for the space, because it could just be a shift of 6 inches one way or the other. That could make the whole thing visually way nicer.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you just didn't think of it and you're just trying to get the job done. So it didn't really matter anyways. So that happens a lot in the industry, because you're just trying to get kitchens out the door. But I say like fridge placement and, appliance sizes, things like that are things centered around appliances generally tend to cause the most trouble.
That makes
in
sense.
my world.
Huh. When would you say it's appropriate to actually break the kitchen triangle rule? If ever.
Anytime.
Oh, really? Okay.
Anytime you want.
Interesting.
As long as the kitchen is functional for you, the user, and you've planned through that, that's the main thing. And so I think of the kitchen triangle, I think it's still very relevant, of course, but I think the kitchen in terms of multiple triangles, I guess, or multiple, workflows, and those particular workflows work individually and they work together. But if we get stuck in, the NKBHA, whatever it is,
Right.
guidelines, if it has to be this, it has to be that, then it's like, well, to me, that's a little bit limiting. And so if the design calls for something other than that, then, explore those ideas. I think it's always good to explore the ideas and see what it looks like. And if the triangle's a little bit bigger than it's supposed to be, like, I wear a Fitbit. I'm trying to get steps every day. And we're worried about, the triangle being,
Take
perfect.
one more
Two-
step.
one more step.
It's not that big a deal. So like, while the kitchen triangle, I think, is an important concept in term, but just it as itself shouldn't just, dictate the whole design. The kitchen should flow, but particularly for the person who's using it, not just because I'm the designer and I think it should be this way, but you, the user, you're going to live there. How is that going to work for you?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's so true. It's funny. We had a big masterclass earlier this week on kitchen plumbing, and we were talking about sinks. And I said, I always talk about kitchens as being a room that is a workroom, right?
Yeah.
You have a workroom in the kitchen, and you're performing tasks, and you're also doing other things, but it's predominantly a task room. So it needs to be set up for you to be able to easily do that. I've had the opportunity to do a couple of professional chefs' kitchens.
Oh, cool.
And those are completely different animals. They want stainless countertops. They could give a damn about the NHBA guidelines, right? They want stuff at arm's length. They do not want to have to move one extra step, so they're very specific about things. But, there are people out there that will never go in their kitchen. I'm kind of one of them. There are other people that spend their day baking and cooking and things like that. So those people have very specific, desires, right? And that kitchen should reflect that.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't pop into that triangle, as such.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Going back to one of the questions that Megan you asked earlier about things that people ask about. A lot of people ask about mostly lowering cabinets. Sometimes people about making them higher, whether that's wall cabinets or base cabinets. I get a lot of questions on whether that's okay to do, because let's face it, some people are just shorter than others, and some people are just taller. And the cabinet industry, by and large, is basically set on a bunch of standards. But those standards, they don't obviously cover everybody. And people wonder, is that okay to do? And yes is the answer. Is as long as you can have a manufacturer or a cabinet maker that is able to do that for you, then yes. And as long as you're not obviously breaking any building code regulations in some way, shape, or form, which is actually very little in the kitchen in terms of cabinetry, you're fine to do that. So I just thought I'd mention that. That's another one.
That's interesting. Yeah. Because
Can I ask a question really quick?
Sure.
So Mark, I have a question, and I'm going to take it a little bit in a different direction. But you have a YouTube channel, and I know your YouTube channel is growing. And we're all super excited. We love watching your videos. If you guys haven't watched it, you should watch his channel. And we get a sizable audience here. So I would love for you to tell me, how did you get into doing YouTube videos, and how is that going for you?
So originally, my journey on YouTube started with my wife and I, and we were talking about marriage-related stuff, like just relationship stuff, and it was really good. Then she didn't want anything to do with me, so no, I'm just kidding. then it was we're both working full time. It was just a lot, and so I really just wanted to be on YouTube. I don't know why. It just seemed like something that would be fun to do, and a challenge, and something that I would enjoy. So it was actually her suggestion, because I had been in the design industry for a long time, and I'd gotten away from it. And I kind of entered into another career. But, what Amy, my wife's, her name's Amy. So what she likes to do is go on realtor listings and just look at everything. And
How
every time she does, she's like, come here, look at this kitchen. Come here, look at this kitchen. Oh, you're not going to like this one. Oh, you're not going to like this one. So, we kind of have fun with that. So it was her idea to say, why don't you rebrand this channel into kitchen design, because you clearly love it. And so that's kind of where it all started. So I do thank her for that. It was her idea for me to do that. So
That's lovely.
So that's been excellent. And because I always loved kitchen designing. Just the 40-hour work week gets to you after a while. And so I didn't like that whole environment.
Yeah.
I loved kitchen design. I loved talking about kitchens. And so it was always something that I enjoyed. So that's kind of where it stemmed from. And then from there, I just started,
Okay, so
trying
By
to
the
be
way-
a
I know that a
YouTuber.
lot of our viewers, Mark, actually love you, because I'm reading all the YouTube comments right now. And
Well-
if they don't know who you are or how to find you, how do they do that?
So it's Mark Tobin Kitchen Design. That's my channel name. And I also have a website, which is mtkd.ca. So I'm in Canada. So that's where you can find me. But just if you search Mark Tobin Kitchen Design, I will appear. And it's been a lot of fun. I love chatting about kitchens. And the one thing that surprised me the most and that I enjoy probably the most is I do a live show on Wednesdays, and the community that is built in that is like, it's incredible. It's one of the best things about it. Like, aside from everything else, just building, not, I don't want to say I'm building community, but just the community that's built
Yes.
around the topic is really cool. And people from, like, what this is all about, but people from all over the world. And it's really, really, you become friends with people, and it's awesome. I see a lot of dancing man emojis on the live chat. That's the call out from people who are watching.
Oh, that's fun. that know your mark. Oh, yes. Look at that. That's great. I
He
love
said,
that.
how do we tell you that we're here? I said, I don't know, the dancing man thing. Do that one.
I love it. That's so cute.
How cute is that? I didn't know that.
That is so great. I love that.
So if you're wondering,
I
why
was
they're
kind of
on there,
looking.
that's it.
I was
And
looking
20-minute
at the-
guitar
what is
player.
it?
I mean, these guys you have a huge fan base. Look at this. I mean, that is
Look at
really
them.
fabulous. I love
20-minute
it.
guitar player. 20-minute guitar player is my lifelong best friend. And
Oh.
so, hi, Rob.
Oh
That's
my
great.
gosh,
What
that's
do you
wonderful.
say?
And he already answered you guys, everybody who's on our chat, the Design Club chat, has said, is that a Canadian accent I hear? I'm like, yes, we have great Canadians that are part
Happy
of our
Thanksgiving.
that are part of our community. So they're all saying
What?
happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yes.
Because you guys are a
And
little bit
Mark,
earlier than we are.
Yeah. This is Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah. So thank you for
Mark-
coming on actually on Thanksgiving weekend. I didn't
Oh
even
no,
put
this
that
is
together.
awesome. Yeah, this is cool. I have a question for you, Lisa. On the very first picture that we showed about Stump Lisa, I have a question about the curtains on the window behind the sink.
Let me pull
So
that up.
Oh,
There were
God.
shears on the window, and I want to
Ooh,
know.
how
is
did I
that
miss
something
that?
that's-
That's a no-no.
is
In
that-
my
yeah.
opinion. In my
Okay,
personal
I just didn't
opinion.
know. I just want to know what your thought was on that.
No. You always do, in my opinion, in kitchens. Again,
There we
they're
go.
oh yeah. You know what? Half the time I skip over those details because, like the rug, I think sometimes they just put those up for the photographs. Because
Okay.
I've been doing this for a long time and I've done a lot of public spaces that get photographed. And so there's always this thing that, you stage a shot before
Yeah.
it comes up. So they could have added those, but oh gosh, never, guys. No. That's a no. That's a Lisa Law right there.
Mhm.
I should include that in the next Lisa Law book because you do not put drapery in a kitchen window. Yuck. Ola. Okay.
Okay.
You want to keep them like blinds or solar roller shades. You want to try and install them inside the window. Sometimes you can't because you don't have enough depth. inside the sill trim. But you always want to kind of like keep them compact, clean, easily cleanable, and out of the way. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Yes. Big purple X on that one.
Yeah.
I missed that completely, actually. That's funny.
But I
Oh
didn't
my
know, was that a thing that I missed?
No. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
no, I missed it. So good point. Yeah. And then we went on to curtain questions and I missed it altogether. So, well, it's funny because I was thinking about this and I was going, probably one of the biggest areas that we get asked to do coaching with is people that are redoing their kitchens because they're completely overwhelmed. They are overwhelmed by how many details they have to make decisions about, right? I mean, there's literally hundreds and hundreds of decisions. What kind of appliances do you want? What kinds of, things, that kind of thing. And so I'm sure you deal with this, like all day long on things. And I was going to ask you, do you see any trends that are coming up that you like, that are kind of a thing that will be maybe that next timeless thing, like a white kitchen, or something along those lines? Do you see anything trend-wise that we should be talking about from a design standpoint, or from even a functionality standpoint? Because I love both. They're interrelated, right?
Yeah, I think, and this isn't necessarily a trend. Well, I'll speak of two that I notice in my own design work. So I do an online design service for clients. And so that's where my world is right now. And so it's not demographically like consistent. Whereas if I'm just designing in my hometown, there's a lot of similarities between designs, I find. But now it's so broad-based. But I do see a few things. One is just the ease of, like, I think accessibility in a kitchen should be trendy and not at the expense of how the thing is supposed to look necessarily.
Yes.
Because my kitchen is never going to, well, my kitchen might be, but it shouldn't. It's never going to be on Instagram. My kitchen's not going to be, it's sometimes it's my background and I'm kind of like, it is what it is. I don't care. It's functional and it looks nice. It's fine. I good. But are there, there are things that we miss functionality wise that I think should be, maybe pinpoint it more, like just like I think wall cabinets are one of the things that are becoming less and less, usable. And I see more and more people asking me, do I need wall cabinets? I see more and more pictures of designs with very minimalistic amounts of wall cabinets. And that might just be due to the style of that particular kitchen. But I think I think more and more people will realize that reaching for things that I never use anyway, why do I need all that cabinetry? Is there something else that can be there? So I don't think it's going to be open shelving. I'm not a huge fan of that necessarily, but I do think, less, either more functional wall cabinets or less wall cabinets overall, or a different way of doing it. I don't know what that exactly looks like, but I think that's where that trend is going, because people just, especially if you're spending the kind of money you're going to spend in a kitchen. Yes, you want it to look amazing, which it should, but it also should work and not just have wasted space that you can never access. So that's my pet peeve, I guess, in a kitchen space.
I love that. I agree completely, because I'm always talking about how ergonomically you should be very aware of your plumbing fixtures, because some of my clients I've had for many years, and as they've gotten a little bit older, their hands have become less dexterous.
Right.
And so it's easier for them to pull a lever, or if people have young children, same thing, right? So accessibility and what I call sort of that ergonomic solution that works for them, right? Not for me,
That's
because I'm
right,
not
yeah.
living in that kitchen. What works for them makes the most sense. So I typically see things like, well, I hate open shelving because nobody is a Crate and Barrel, display manager unless you are a Crate and Barrel display manager.
Right.
Okay. And then you'd go ahead and do open shelving, but it's never going to look like the picture that you're seeing on Instagram after you're done cooking a meal. Let me tell you, and most of the 90% of the time it won't, until you go get it photographed again, and
Right.
then you'll stage it. So you're right. There is a thing about a lot of extra cabinets up there. I look in my kitchen, half of those are empty.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm an exception to the rule.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have them too. My cabinets go to the ceiling. And I think if you're going to have wall cabinets, I always say you should put them to the ceiling, especially if you have 8-foot ceilings.
Yes.
That's all fine and dandy. But, even in my own cabinets, and I'm 6'1", so I can reach at least the second shelf. But there's a whole other shelf up there that's just there. And I don't know. People talk about building stools into their kitchens and ladders. I'm like, why?
Why? Oh
Why
my
do you
gosh,
need to do
that's such
that?
an impediment to movement.
Yeah.
In an easy way. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think that'll be something that comes up. And then the other thing I see more and more, and maybe this is where I'm located, I'm not sure, is just larger appliances. Well, generally larger range.
Yes.
Or whether it's a range top or a range, oven combination.
Yes.
The standard for so long is 30-inch, and I just see a 36 and more becoming a little more popular. And I see a lot of people talking about workstation sinks. So the just massive, 48, 54-inch sinks that are ridiculous, but like they look pretty cool in my opinion.
Yeah, no, because they have all of these additional things that can happen on their sides. Yes.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say, Mark, we really appreciate you being on the show. We have news that come up and things like that, but I want to let everybody know on YouTube, our followers, please go check out Mark's channel. He did this as a favor, and we want to be able to return the love. So go check out his channel. He's great. We are fans. So if you Lisa and I both, and Megan, we all are fans. And so that's why we reached out to him. So yes, and they put your website in the chat. That's fantastic. Cool. Thank you guys. And also some of you guys that are Mark's channel, come take a look at our channel. So there you go.
Yes.
So it's a big circle. So thank you so much for being on. We really appreciate it.
Oh gosh, thank you so much.
Yeah, Lisa, you want to say anything at last before we go?
Absolutely. Mark, you're such a delight. And I feel like we're leaving him almost too early because I want more info. I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but wouldn't we like to have him back, guys?
Yes,
I would love to
absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's my point.
Absolutely.
We'd love to have him back.
Yes. So no, because this is an amazing subject, and you'll have a huge following, I'm sure, from us, because oh my gosh, there's so many people out there that that I know of just on our channel alone that need answers from Mark. So
we're gonna talk a lot more to Mark, and Mark and I started chatting a couple of weeks ago, and he was like on board from day one, second one. So I think we'll have a lot of time to chat.
Yeah, cool. I really appreciate it. I do. It's awesome. I love talking about this stuff, and I've been learning when I was watching, before I came on, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not an interior designer. And when you're asking the questions about which, what style of kitchen it was, I'm like, oh no.
Well, that
expensive is expensive a style
beyond.
that looks expensive.
Yes.
So.
Those are
right.
tough ones Megan finds.
Well, thank you very much, Mark. And I'm the producer, and so these guys don't ever listen to me, but I'm the producer. So listen, we have to go and move on because Megan's got some news, I think. Are you going to do some news?
I do, yeah. Yeah, okay, absolutely.
Bye, Mark. Thank you for being on.
Mark, please come back, and
anytime.
We'd love it. We'd love it. And happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
Oh, what a nice guy, right?
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
absolutely.
and so informative.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sure. No, he has a great channel.
Yeah,
Like great videos.
I'm already subscribed, so
Yeah.
I want to encourage all of us out there in YouTube land to
Check 'em out and
subscribe and
for
share the
sure.
love. Absolutely.
For
Yes,
sure.
yes. That was so kind of him.
Yeah.
So Maggie does a segment where she does news, and I created another little thing. I don't know if you guys are going to hear or not, but I will attempt to play it anyway. And if it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. But are you ready, Maggie?
Oh, I'm ready. Let's see it.
Are you ready? Okay, I'll let it sit on.
Oh.
I love it. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Yeah. Let's applause. Dana, that was awesome. Oh my gosh, so official. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love how important it makes the sound. Like the urgency of the news. Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, today, guys, I'm going to be talking about Halloween decor. And yes, specifically how a designer does it. This is Halloween edition. And guys, how sassy are my skeletons there?
I was just gonna say, those look pretty good. They bring back the you can never be too rich or too thin.
Yes,
Grace,
exactly.
yes.
Oh my gosh, exactly.
They are sassy.
Oh, I know. It's like my favorite part of almost this whole presentation, guys. So please absorb these skeletons. But anyway, Halloween is just weeks away. So I'd like to talk a bit about how you can really dial up your decor for the occasion. Now, when it comes to any type of holiday decorating, there is a fine line between kitschy and chic. And this seems to be especially true of Halloween. Of course, if you love the campy vibe and those giant inflatable Frankensteins put a smile on your face, right on, because design is all about what makes you happy. But I'm going to show you that not only can your Halloween decor be festive, it can also look fabulous. Now, let's say you want to throw a Halloween party, and whether you're just serving cocktails or having a multi-course dinner, either way, you're going to need some legit barware.
Oh, yes. Ooh,
I know, isn't that? I love
that's
this.
rather handsome stuff, isn't it?
I love it. Guys, how cool is that skeleton bar cart, by the way? And wouldn't it be super fun to toast with those champagne flutes?
I mean, I love
funny.
the flutes. The
I do
flutes
too.
are fabulous.
That's amazing.
It's
That's
cool,
amazing.
right? Yeah.
I love it.
I never would have thought that skeleton themed anything could be so adorable, but Pottery Barn kind of nailed it.
Yeah. This is from Pottery Barn?
Yeah, all of this is from Pottery Barn.
Me.
Now, Meg,
Yeah.
Oh, I also
have a
love the
question
hand
for you.
on the decanter.
Yes. I
That's
love it.
spectacular.
Yeah.
Maggie, I
Yeah.
have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is any of this in the Design Club store? You guys know
No.
we have a store.
We
No,
do
oh,
have,
it is.
designclubstore.com, guys. None of this is there yet, but it will be. We need to have a holiday section that's upcoming. And for sure, circle back, guys, because we're going to have a lot of stuff for the Christmas season.
Oh, yes. This Christmas is going to be busy.
Look
Those
at
are
it.
fun.
I love this. So what if you're serving more than just
yeah.
cocktails and you're going for a full-on Halloween themed dinner party? I say go for a moody black and white theme with touches of metals, sort of a goth meets glam vibe. And I mean, those hypnotic dinner plates are definitely a conversation piece. And I also love how the serpent napkin rings tie in with that serving bowl. But of course, no tablescape is complete without a centerpiece.
Those are
gorgeous. Oh my
you.
God, those black pumpkins.
Love it.
Aren't they nice? I know. I put together two little
God.
vignettes for you. The one at the top is definitely on the moody side, but there's still warmth to it with the gold glass pumpkins and the glow from
that's
the
gorgeous.
little light up wire pumpkins.
Yes, those are fun. Those
I
are
love-
very fun.
And those
Yeah.
specifically are from Pottery Barn as well. And don't be afraid to think outside of the box when it comes to the color palette. The bottom grouping here is a great example of that, with the traditional motifs of the pumpkins and skeletons, but it's done in unexpected blue and red tones. And I also love how like the botanicals add visual height and texture.
Yes, absolutely. And I gotta say, my heart is beating fast for that Dia de los Muertos
Isn't that-
flute stand. Oh
yes,
my
it comes in
gosh.
black too, and that's from West
Now-
Elm.
Ooh,
Now,
that
Maggie,
is
I have a question. I
spectacular.
have a question
Yeah.
for Maggie. Maggie, do you remember when we had that skull tequila set that we actually gave away during Christmas one year?
A couple of
you
years
remember
ago. Yes.
Oh, was that
That
the
was
Pottery Barn too?
spectacular. That
What-
was
what was it?
CB2.
Oh, CB2, yes. Oh my
Yes,
gosh,
that was
love
spectacular.
that.
I don't think
Love
they
that.
have it anymore. I think it was kind of it was actually a
wanna-
specialty artist.
Yeah, I
and
think
they
so
did it. It was
too.
beautiful.
Yeah, it really was. And I've seen some things like Williams Sonoma has some really cool skull decanters and things too.
Yeah, no, that is really, really amazing. I love the candle holders. And it's funny because I'm always very kind of, I'm not a big orange fan, especially of pumpkin orange. And so I always do like the little white themed one back here, or which is, I guess fine, but it's a bit underwhelming, I think. Love the black one. Absolutely love
Yeah.
the black one. And an artist I used to work with, Carolyn Lizarraga, a lot. She's an amazing
Carolyn,
faux
Yeah.
finish.
does
She
does
used to
anybody
do
know Carolyn
antique.
Lizarraga?
She used to do antiqued golden pumpkins, real
Oh,
pumpkins.
Love,
And they
love,
were
love,
gorgeous.
love, love.
But these are spectacular and they'll last. That's the other thing I don't
Yeah.
like is that the pumpkins, at the end of the
A
day,
lot.
you can't really cook with them.
Yeah.
And then what are you doing with this gourd hanging around your kitchen?
Yeah. Well, I've got some more here as well.
Ooh.
Isn't this
Oh,
gorgeous?
my
Now,
God.
Halloween decor, it
Mm.
doesn't have to be all dark and moody. It can also look really fresh and pretty. And this mantle pick proves it. I love the combo of the mercury glass and the soft green pumpkins, plus the draped moss is just this fantastic touch. It's really,
Love
really
it.
very lovely.
Love
And
it.
yeah, those pumpkins, I believe, are from, yes, West Elm.
Oh, love it. Oh, those are
love that too.
spectacular. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
And-
spectacular.
Uh,
Oh, those
and
are
of
cute
course-
too. Those are fun.
And of course, pillows. One of the easiest ways to switch out your decor to something that is holiday themed is with throw pillows. I mean, how adorable and fun is that colorful pillow with it? It's got the trick or treating scene on it.
Oh, it's so
Um,
cute.
It's super cute.
That's sweet.
I also love the spider web pillow. And you can't tell from the photos, but the web is actually embroidered on the fabric with this shimmery silver thread. It's really gorgeous in person. So it's like you may even want that year round, honestly, but it's so pretty.
Well, and the snake one is a fantastic
I
black
like
and
it.
white thing.
Super
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Super
So,
cool.
what was
A
the
little-
movie?
a little-
Beetlejuice?
A little don't tread on me-ish, right? It has a little
A
bit of
little
that,
bit.
right?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Oh, that is interesting. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't have put that together. Oh, that's
might-
interesting.
and you
Yes.
might
Hey,
like-
I went to I went to history class, so
Yeah. And speaking, there's
American
another
history.
little doormat there with another
The
serpent theme there.
boo. I love
Yes.
that. These
Isn't
are
that
fun.
cute? They are fun. I mean, last but not least is front door decor. This raven wreath is super fun and it looks great paired with a black branch and that white base. The doormats are also really charming, but if you ask me, the coolest option in this group is this incredibly inventive garland of lit black candles that look as if they're floating in the air. I mean, it's just so freaking cool. I especially think that would look cool if like suspended from a tree, or you could take it indoors
Oh
and
my
hang it above
gosh.
your dining room table. And so you'd have these like very Harry Potter vibe, the floating candles above that. I think, and it comes in white too. Yeah.
So not a Harry Potter fan here. Hate Harry Potter. Sorry, everybody. But I love that wreath with
Yes.
The wreath
the-
is fantastic.
Isn't that
Yes,
cool?
yes.
Oh my God.
I think
I-
you're right though, Maggie. I think that the floating candle thing could be very interesting
Super
in the
cool, 'cause-
right space. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. I
yeah,
love
in
it.
the right context. I mean, that would be like show stopping. Super cool.
Yes.
But yeah, so there you have it, guys. I'd love to know how you've decorated for Halloween. So tell us in chat. And bonus question, what are you dressing up as this year?
Oh, right.
Oh,
yes,
well,
yes.
why don't we put that in the chat right now and see what we come up with, guys? Why don't you do that while we are changing gears here for our next segment, which is, what is our next segment?
All right, next, do we have any
You
more
got-
questions, or we can do a what would Lisa do?
I have one more question. that is actually a continuation of one that we answered last week. So I would love to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
If that's good.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes. Okay, fantastic. All right, great.
Well,
Let
you
me
wanna-
do
Is
this.
this a what would Lisa, Lisa, is this a what? I need to know when I can cue my music.
We'll do a question and then we'll do the what would Lisa do.
Okay, give me a heads up. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, great. All right, good. So I'm going to start with this. Let's do this, share screen. Okay. So if some of you saw last week, you know that I spoke to Tamara G, who I think you're on today, Tamara. And Tamara, by the way, you asked me a lovely question about your home from last week. And she was asking what style it was. And she'd sent me in exterior photos. And what I would say to you is that your home is actually, it sort of falls into a rather specific category. So it's a traditional style home. And on top of that, you have what's called a Southern colonial, or you could also say Southern federal. I couldn't get a good vibe on whether or not you had big shutters or not. But those are typified by, in the South, during the colonial period. Of course, we didn't have air conditioning or anything like that. So when they constructed their federal style homes, okay, they added this extra wraparound porch detail. And so all of you guys like Lenora and people that are living in Savannah or anywhere in the South actually can find these homes frequently. And they look a little bit, sometimes they have a little bit of a Greek reference point on the top. Ignore the Greek villa for a second, but they have a little Greek reference, but they're always that wraparound porch or at least two sides. And that was always built to kind of channel any breezes and bring it into the home, because we're talking about, but these homes were built in the 1700s, the original ones. And so, they needed to get air through there because, the South is quite warm and humid. In the American South is quite warm and humid. So you have what's called a Southern federal or a Southern colonial style home. And you very classically painted it in kind of that clean black and white, which I thought was great.
Now, Lisa,
Yes,
Lisa, are you showing us just the color?
I am at the moment. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. No, that was an aside note because she had sent me the exterior from last week. So no, she's asked me about this bathroom and I said to her, it's most important to me that you get me the color of the white of the walls. And I'm going to say green check mark. Yes, go for it on this Greek villa. I think that will look as great as long as you have done the rule of three, which you know from the Stop Painting Now video. So everything else that you've sent me, she's going to do black penny tile on the floor, which is great. Her home is transitional in style. Black penny tile on the floor. She's also going to add, here's a picture of the floor she's going for. She's also going to add paneled wainscoting, which is fine. That's very in keeping with the look of the house. She's going to throw in some brass shelving and a little pretty brass round mirror that's very nice. Here's, Tamara, where it falls off the rails for me is with these two selections, because these start to get really modern. And I think I fear for you that they're going to feel really heavy. So I'm going to vote against the black plumbing fixtures. And I know you've tried to work in the black with the brass on these bar lights, but I'm not a fan because they're stepping out of your style statement, as is the black hardware, okay, as is this. The black plumbing, and then this hardware. This is all very too contemporary for you. What I would want you to do is lean into this statement, which is kind of minimalist with a little bit of brass in there with the white, which will be a nice accent against your Greek villa walls, because you don't want it to all just sort of blend in and go away. But I do like the idea of you keeping both the plumbing and your vanity lighting in a black, and I would lose the, excuse me, not in a black, in a brass, I'm sorry, and I would lose the crystal. The crystal is a little too fancy for the space. You wouldn't have seen crystal anywhere in a federal Southern Federal home unless it was in the formal dining room and they had imported it. And this is the statement that really sort of dictates that, because the minute you throw in something kind of casual, like this lovely ladder and a fun basket, that kind of thing, that automatically says a little bit less formalized. So this is where it went off the rails for me. So why don't you go ahead and select something? You could honestly, if you wanted to push it a little bit, you could do a contemporary fixture similar to this, but in the brass. You could make that happen. But then what you'd want to do is you'd want to repeat that sort of feminine curve style in the hardware in brass as well. This is a very different statement. So I hope that helps, Tamara, and keep us posted, and feel free to keep asking questions about things as we get this like little bathroom turned into a little fabulous jewel spot for your lovely, lovely home.
Awesome. Very good. All right. Are we ready, Dana, to cue up our new intro? Their third new intro of the day.
Yeah, gosh, Dana worked so hard on these.
They're so cool.
We're gonna try. We're gonna try.
We'll
We'll
try.
see if it happens. Okay. All right, so let me just see if I can do this, and then we'll go there.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Oh, somebody
Sorry,
said
guys.
in YouTube that they didn't see the image.
What image?
Oh, yes, the Greek
Oh,
villa image.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what? I'm going to find that.
Oh, we didn't see it, but here it goes.
Oh, cute.
That
Very
was
cool.
darling. I love
Yes.
that. What would Lisa do?
What would Lisa do? I like the philosopher behind her. It was funny.
I do too. Can I
Yeah.
borrow this for 1 second? Let me share the screen. And for everyone who wondered what the heck Southern Federal looks like, there you go,
Oh,
darling.
certainly.
That is
that's
Tamara's
yeah.
house. Look at this magnificent tree.
Wow,
Oh my
gorgeous.
gosh. Tamara, I'm not sure where you are, but I want to say Charleston or, one of these lovely towns down in the American South. So, and it's actually not a wraparound porch, but it is that big front porch with a colonnade. So that's Tamara's lovely house. Sorry.
Very cool.
So, okay. And stop sharing. There we
Are
go.
we ready? Okay. So guys, in this segment, I'm going to show Lisa an image of a space, of a beautiful space, but she's going to tell us what she would do differently and how she would tweak it.
Ooh,
And
okay.
again, it's a kitchen theme.
Ooh, we're in kitchens
Mhm.
today. Oh my God. Okay. So the very first problem I see with this is somebody went wild with Photoshop, because I can tell you right now that they threw some sort of filter on this thing, and this does not look like a real green to me. So that aside, there's some other things that I would not do. Okay, this is very troublesome to me. Okay, I don't, if you want to introduce this sort of pale Tiffany into your kitchen, which is not a color I normally associate with kitchens, but there's no law against it. You keep it right here. You keep it in your accessories. You don't bother to like bring it in a weird little segment in the ceiling. What is that about? Either, commit to it and do your cabinets around the island or the double island, or don't try and go there, but don't make this weird segment of a coffered ceiling just this weird Tiffany blue, because it draws your eyes there. But why? You already see that gorgeous coffered ceiling, and it's a real it's kind of a misstep. I get it. You have it over here in this room, but the place to continue that would be somewhere over like this, or kind of like you've done here in the accessories. That's always a very lovely treatment. The second thing that feels very out of touch for me are these. I'm not sure, they look sort of like, you know, a drum version of a disco ball or something. And I don't kind of know where they were going with their statement, because they have this very, you know, it's transitional, right? It's got a lot of traditional detailing, but it's painted a bright white. They've carried the stone up this way. I would have expected something over the island that felt a little bit more transitional. This feels just way too modern and almost kind of quasi 70s reprise, maybe. I'm not a hater on drum shades, but I am on those for that space. So, you know, that's a little bit that's kind of a curiosity. And as you all know, what do we not like here? Really? Knobs on a cabinet? Come on, guys. Spin for the good hardware. Pull that thing open.
No knobs. No knobs.
Yeah.
No knobs. No knobs. Unless you are forced to by space size because of a drawer. But no knobs. How much more handsome would this have been with these big pieces of yummy metal?
Yes.
Like hanging down there like she did on the drawers. Did a good job
Mhm.
there. But then there's this
Yeah.
pooky little thing right over there. What's that?
And they say, you know, that would be so easy and inexpensive to kind of fix that. You could do that.
I know. Switch
Market.
this puppy out to something that feels better. Paint this thing out. Add some better
And change the
hardware.
knob.
Bingo. This thing is cooking with gas.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Yeah, simple
Yay!
changes will make the biggest difference here.
Little
Yeah.
changes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Are you ready for one more?
Mhm.
Oh, should we wait?
No, I was going to say we got to say hello to Squally. We got all our regulars on Zoom.
Hey, Squally.
I do want to, and she'll probably watch the replay. But guys, I think Inner Circle for this year is almost sold out. Any of you guys that want to be on the waiting list, because we do have people move around.
I think we only have one left. Maybe.
Wait, can you stop sharing, Lisa?
Oh,
Stop
sorry.
sharing.
I'm sorry. Am I sharing? Oh,
No, I
okay.
was sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So,
I think
I
we
was just
only
gonna
have one or two seats.
No. Here's what we are sold out technically, but we do have a wait list. And I know a couple people are might move. And so contact us at hello@lisaholt.com. That's really the best one to use now, because all of us look at that. So can guys
hello@lisaholt.com. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
if you're interested, because it's the last one of the year, and then we start up in January, and we're going to start looking to get January going. And January is kind of a new program in the sense that it's going to run 3 full months, 3 months. And so you'll be January, February, and March.
Oh,
And
that
so-
is going to be so juicy. Oh my gosh.
We're gonna
Yes.
do a couple
Yes.
of things different. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh gosh, that's going to be exciting.
And then in
Okay.
March, I think March, yeah, we'll have our 1-year anniversary of Inner Circle.
Yeah, it will be March. Wow. My gosh. Time flies. Hey, Squally.
I know.
When you're
I have
having
another-
fun.
When having fun. That's right. I can't believe it. Wow. 1 year. Wow.
Oh, you know what I love, guys? I missed completely. Somebody said I would eliminate the islands and make one island lengthwise, blah, 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 blah. Oh, they're all talking about the formation of the kitchen.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
that funny?
Yeah.
And Mark, we love it. Mark Tobin is still on, and
Oh.
he's going. What did he
I'm
say?
so
What
glad
did I
you
say?
said
Oh,
no
it's
knobs.
moved around. Shoot.
He said, I'm so glad you said no knobs.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Right. Oh, and another sink. I agree completely. Always do two if you can. Always do two. Right, Mark? Always do two
Yeah.
sinks.
You're
if
going to
you
use
can
them.
do it.
Yeah.
Yes. If you're building a new build out, guys, and you're looking at a sink, and you're looking at a kitchen, you need to be sending something to us at hello@ LisaHolt.com,
Mhm.
because kitchens
Yes.
need a lot of work. Like Mark was just saying, he specializes in doing nothing but kitchen design because they are super, super important. So if you are just doing a kitchen, you can talk to Mark. Or if you're doing a whole house project, you definitely want to send you something. Oh, I just knocked the whole thing around.
You meant
Yeah,
it.
I was forceful about that.
All right. Well, I would love to
right.
show you this other kitchen because
Oh, yes.
it is
Kitchens.
quite gorgeous, in my opinion. Okay. But I'm
Oh,
curious, what would you do differently here?
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
I love this kitchen
Mhm.
personally.
It's pretty stunning.
I think it's just so dramatic.
Uh-huh.
What's Lisa gonna say?
Well,
I'll tell you one thing I would do. I think that there's a microwave oven in there on the left, and it's white, and that just really
That is a good
You
catch, Dana.
got
Nailed
it.
it. Oh my gosh. That is a sore thumb. You're right.
right there. What?
Yeah,
What?
that's a bizarre choice.
I mean, you've already got this stainless
You've
statement
done
over
such
here,
a
guys,
gorgeous
right?
job, guys.
Yeah.
You put the ugly white.
So I'm totally questioning that. This is speaking back to kind of those super high cabinets, and Mark was going, well, you know, what do you really do with them? But at the end of the day, this is the only other thing that bothers me too, is that when you're reaching for the sky, because you have the ability to, right, with this lovely tall ceiling, I would assume this is at least 11, 12 feet, don't know. Just looking at the length of this double stack
Yeah,
here,
it looks like
that
it's
tells me
12 feet.
something.
That looks like
It's interesting that they would have stopped short by 6 inches of the ceiling and then not put lighting in there to kind of give it that extra boost that pops that ceiling up even further. You know, because that's a thing about accent and task lighting, guys, right? Of course, they've done under cabinet lighting, which of course is a requirement in my opinion, but the upper cabinet, if you're going to stop it short, just light it. That's fine. That's not a problem because they've kept it the same color. So there's no eye break except right here, right? And I feel like that makes it look busy and unnecessary, because if they'd left these frames white like the rest of the upper cabs, your eye would have gone into this and this lovely statement with the darkness and then the darkness down here. So you have that repetition of design element. Oh, you also have the windows, right? That really kind of like carries it through. This was unnecessary and breaks that visual line that I'm always talking about. Once you get above this point, you just want the experience to go up and up and up, because no one wants to feel truncated, and you wouldn't, but this just carries your eye to a different detail. Now, all that said, I would move into this kitchen. It is lovely because I can fix all that stuff really easily.
I can fix it. No, I mean, like Lisa, everybody on YouTube is saying that it collects dust, and they're right. I don't know who's going to get on the ladder. Well, up on top, how do you?
Yeah. I don't get that. I don't get why you would do that.
I think they did that because of the moldings. I think they wanted the moldings, and they couldn't justify how the moldings were going to marry to the hood above the range. So they just
there's a way. There's a very clean way to do that. There's a very clean way to do that.
Well, I'm just saying that feels like what made that decision, because why would you go there and not just take it to the ceiling?
Well, maybe, we should get Mark back on, because maybe there was something to do with the standard cabinet height right here, and it just didn't go. And to go from here to here, maybe would have cost twice as much again. And there is that decision to make, because you're already raising your cabinets up, right? And sometimes that extra 8 inches or whatever it is just costly as hell, because it all has to be customized. So that could be it too.
Mark, raise your
Although
hand if you
they
want-
didn't
wait.
spare a lot of change in this kitchen. You know, that backsplash
Mark?
is all marble subway, cut in a subway format, running bond. You know, they're already dealing with extremely high ceilings to begin with. These stools are not inexpensive stools.
Mhm.
I happen to know
Yeah.
the brand. I
Yeah.
can't remember it. This
It's a
is
luxury kitchen
gorgeous
for
piece.
sure. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So-
So they didn't spare any expense on this one.
Okay.
This is
So
in, for all intents and purposes, this is very lovely with very few little issues,
Yeah.
just a couple.
And is
So-
Mark wanting to come back on, Dana?
Yeah, I already put him back on. I see him there, but I don't see his camera. So he needs to start his camera.
Oh, how fun, Mark, I love it, come back.
Hold on. Here we
Oh, I
go.
figured you'd be eating turkey.
There he is. Mark, so what do you think?
I think it needs curtains.
No.
That's what I think. Yeah, about going to the ceiling there, I agree. I don't know why they would have not
Am
done
I
that.
right about that cost issue? Sometimes to just take it that extra like 8 inches, it's all customized at that point.
Maybe, I don't know if these people are necessarily concerned about the
Yeah.
cost issue.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah, you might.
I'm guessing this is a design decision, but they wouldn't have even had to have done anything with the cabinets. They could have just put in a
Spacer.
a space molding, like something to receive, like a soffit panel, and then use that same crown. Like they still could have done that fairly easily.
Yes.
So I think it's more of a design choice. But I agree with you. It probably just should have went to the ceiling.
Yeah, it feels so weird to me because now it's like your eye is almost drawn to that sliver,
Yeah.
right? Which is really disturbing. If they ran and they don't have lights on in it, other than the decorative pendants. And it may be that they have some light up there because I always, whenever this happens, I always run a little line of just that low voltage LED that is in the same Kelvin. And then it just kind of gives that a little bit of a lift. Your eye isn't drawn to it, but your eye moves up as a result of that being lit as opposed to being in shadow.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Now, Lisa, I'm surprised that you didn't talk about the stools. What do you think about those stools around the center?
Well, they're very
A little bit of-
handsome. I think they're a little busy, personally. I could have gone to something a little bit simpler. But they're handsome stools. They've got this like little notch that sort of feels very kind of clean and contemporary, almost a Greek key reference, almost, not quite. And so it sort of fits in with them. It fits in with the kitchen. I probably wouldn't have chosen that. Oh, the other thing I don't love is I just looked at this. Don't love that. Don't love the drop there.
Yeah. What's the point of that?
Just get a higher stool.
Or a higher.
I think they're trying to give it some. It's a long plane, and I think it was their attempt to break it up a little bit and give you a little bit.
Yeah,
of,
but I don't want to see this little sliver of black.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's not interesting.
I have a
to me.
question too. So do you see this here? Those are handles, right?
Yes.
And so logistically, I'm going to have to move out my stools and
Yes.
then get on my hands and knees and open and pull out whatever is in there. Is that
But-
something? Is that a
Mark,
good thing?
No, it's
let's ask Mark about this
Yeah.
because I have done this a lot because
Yeah.
I have had kitchen clients that needed that extra bit of space. And so we built in like half cabs,
Mm,
but I don't put hardware on them.
Yeah, I agree. I think in this situation, the depth of that lowered table, if this was just an overhang, a straight overhang that came off at the same height as the rest of the island, I think it would maybe make a little more sense if you're going to have something there. But with this drop down, like you said, Megan, I'm not going to climb. I mean, maybe I'll climb under there, but I'd rather just go to the closet and get whatever it is that it should be under
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it only seems like there's two in the center. So what's the rest of that?
Yeah.
What's
There are
happening
other-
there?
Yeah. And if this table was extended out so that you could have 3 or 4 seats on the side, it might make a little more sense if it was dropped down. But at this height, it to me, I agree. At least it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I prefer just one level islands like overall. But
Well,
I do too. I never
Well,
like
if-
notched islands. Yeah.
can I add something here? I actually think that the handles are the problem. If that was just on an accordion kind of a latch, and
yeah,
it was just painted black, that would be fine. But you
Sure.
put the handles there, and you call attention to it, and it draws your eye somewhere where you really don't want your eye drawn to.
That's right. That's exactly right. It's a focal point you do not want. So I always
Mhm.
just put those on touch latch so
Yeah.
that they open up. But
Yeah,
you know what
touch
they
latch,
get?
touch latch.
Yeah, what they store down there typically is things like oversized platters that can be flat, because the inside cabinets often are only 8 inches, 10 inches deep, right? So you got a super tall vase that you don't grab that often or something like that. But a kitchen this size undoubtedly has
Yeah.
also a separated bar and or
Yeah.
a butler's pantry, right? So that's a whole nother storage space that you really almost don't need that for. So, and it's quite impractical. Yes.
So, but at the end of the day, I mean, like they say, would you kick it out of bed? I would live in this house in a heartbeat. It works for me. So,
Mhm.
would you guys in chat? Would you guys? Would this be good for you? I mean, I guess we would all take it, but
I'll tell you one thing that I can't unsee now that I'm looking at it is that there's 3 doors on the left of the windows and 2 doors on the right of the window.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're in black, they stand out, and I understand why they're doing that, but that
Yeah.
that bugs
You
me.
can't unsee that. I love that. That's absolutely right, which says to us that this wall where you probably transition to another space, is sunk back behind this, of course,
Right.
and that gave them that extra space.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's fine. It's not like, I'm agreeing here. I would move into this space, no problem, any day of the week. I'll put up with the 3-door, 2-door issue.
yeah, right, exactly, right.
I'll
right.
just
We're
paint
making
them.
a hyper-
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. So that's fun. That's very fun.
That
So
was fun.
yeah. Oh, I
Thank you.
I loved that. Oh my gosh. What was the that reminds you of something. I was going to ask you something else now that I've got you back. So I love people that are kitchen planners and closet planners, okay? Because I don't have the bandwidth to hold in my brain all of that incredible specialty hardware, right? That happens, like the spinning valets in closets. I mean, I've done a lot of closets too. And what is your favorite piece of specialty hardware? Because there's so many really cool ones in a kitchen.
My favorite. I like pull down inserts for wall cabinets. If you're going to have a wall cabinet, I think you should just be able to reach it and pull everything down that you own, and just it's all right there for you. Those I'd say are my favorite.
I
They
don't
don't
think
have
I've
to be
seen-
everywhere, but for things that you use, especially if you are, like if you're in the kitchen a lot, you bake or cook or do whatever a lot, canning or prepping or whatever, having an area that you can just pull down and it's available. I mean, they've been around forever, but we know we don't use them a lot. But those are one of the things I personally think should be.
How do they
more-
function? Do they are there doors in front and then
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah, there'd just be a door, just regular doors, and then they're just a
Is it
handle,
like
just pulls out on like a, on a hinge mechanism.
oh, how
something-
cool is that?
Yeah,
Oh
that's-
my gosh.
That's it there.
Is that something like that? Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, I love that. You know
Yeah.
what that reminds me of is in closets, they do this fold away high rod, okay,
Yeah.
which what you can do is you have a pole, all right, because often, you're going to a 12-foot ceiling or 10-foot ceiling, and you just grab the pole rod and the rod swings out and there's a whole nother lineup of clothing.
Mhm.
I've never seen that for a kitchen. Oh, that is
great,
my
yeah.
new favorite thing.
Now, the funny thing about that particular picture is that the very top shelf is inaccessible and it's
Right.
filled with all kinds of cans. So,
Yes.
like, that's a
How
little
do you
bit,
get
like,
there?
yeah. So, I mean, that part's a little wonky, but that idea is very good, I think.
I love this. Wow, wall cabinet pull down shelf. That's fantastic. I did a couple of chefs that were pastry chefs. This is years ago now, and they introduced me to the island pop-up appliance. For them, it was this oversized blender. What do you call that thing that mixes dough? Dough mixer or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they're kind of, all oversized, right? And so there was this thing that they knew about that they could pull out of this lower island cabinet, and it popped it up to surface height, right? Because it needs to be at 36 or whatever standard height. And I just thought that was the grooviest thing I'd ever seen. Because I'm like, who the hell bakes that much that they need a pop-up dough person or pop-up dough thing? I thought, oh, that's crazy. But I loved it. I thought it was like, oh, that's my super niche thing. So
It would come in handy, I think. Yeah.
Oh no, it would become incredibly handy.
Yeah.
Incredibly handy. Yes. So, and I
So
also
guys,
love the
I want-
garage door cabinet on, like hutch upper cabinets that are that come down to the counter. And you just slide that you slide that little door up on like a tambour mechanism, or it swings out and telescopes in. And then you've got the rollout, coffee world or, whatever it is. I do like those too. I think those are fantastic, but you do lose a little counter space with them. So, you always I always think about putting them in corners, because corners of a counter, that dead zone, right, of that countertop up there.
We actually have a really interesting question in chat from Jonathan. Can you get variable height countertops? I know you can get adjustable height like standing desks, but does that exist? Like where it can like automatically raise or do something? Is that a thing?
That's a good question.
I mean, yeah, because you think like, especially with people like you have, your partner, spouse, and you guys are like a foot different, that way it could be variable, but maybe, I don't know, but that'd be super cool.
Like something that's on a mechanism that goes up and down.
Yeah.
I've never done it. I can't say I've seen that, but I'm sure it can be done. Well, I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, underneath the countertop is some cabinetry, so like that whole thing would have to shift up and down in some way, shape, or form. So that'd be challenging. Where is the space that is going to allow that? But if maybe that top was at a height and then there was some mechanism that lifted it up off the cabinet, maybe might hurt your fingers if you got it caught underneath there. I don't know.
No kidding. Yeah.
But I do have a lot of people like ask me about building in different heights for that same reason. So we'll have a section of island that is lowered, and then we'll have a section of island or the rest of the kitchen that is higher. So, the particular client that she bakes quite a bit and she's shorter, she wants the kitchen to be functional for everybody, but she wants to be able to not be up like this, trying to do whatever she's trying to do. And she didn't have a fancy, automatic dough lifter mixer. So she needed something that was lower. So I mean, I do that quite a bit. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well,
I love that.
how are we doing? On time, Dana?
We are good. We're actually running a little. We always run over.
Just realized.
But anyway, so here's what I think. So Mark, I think we would love to have you back. And what would be fun for us to do is maybe do a couple of Stump Lisa and Mark's on some kitchen stuff. And we can get you in the mix. That would be really fun. And
be a short segment.
And Megan, can you tell people about how they can like reach out to us if some people are on YouTube and they don't know what our deal is, like Design Club and
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, if you have a question for us or Lisa, or would like to learn more about the Design Club or the Inner Circle, absolutely feel free to reach out, say hi, and send an email to hello@lisaholt.com. We all take a look at that, so it'll come to all of us. Or if you just want to offer quick comments or say hi, we'd love that as well. So I'm going to type that in chat, that email address, so you have it.
And I'd also like to say that if you'd like to be a part of Inner Circle, please get your name on the list, because that's starting to fill up, and we have a bunch of Inner Circle people here. And if it sounds like something for you, we can send you a lot of information on that. And one thing I do want to tell you guys is we're going to be more active in YouTube, and we kind of paused our YouTube videos for a little while because we were so busy just trying to make everything else work. But we have decided to turn over a new leaf and jump back in and start producing some videos. So you'll see some more videos coming from us and maybe some shorts. So that's kind of like, we have a lot on track for next year. So we want to let you guys know about that.
Yes, we do. Oh, we have a lot cooking. Oh, sorry for the pun. So I've got a couple questions from YouTube that's asking, what's the subject for next weekend?
Do we know?
It's
a surprise.
What do you guys want to know about? Tell us.
Tell
What do you
us.
guys want to learn most about? Yes. What would you like? What would you like to learn about? What haven't you heard about recently that you need to know? So that's design and all those good things related.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's
Cabinet hardware is another one there. That's good.
Oh, cabinet
Hardware.
Yes. Okay.
Good suggestion. Wabi sabi. Honestly, we've had a lot of people talk about that lately. I love it. Oh, I would love to do that.
Wabi
And
sabi and
cabinet.
feng shui.
Mhm.
The whole sort of understanding around
Lisa?
what that is.
So Lisa, Winter Rose over on YouTube is saying she needs mega help with her living room.
Oh, Winter Rose. Hello at
Living room,
lisaholt.com.
I need trade cabinets. Anything works for me. Okay, that sounds good. I'm always about modern styles. Yes, you are, Jonathan. How funny.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Good.
Well, listen, we do need to wrap it up, and I'm going to call it for the day. And we appreciate you so much, Mark. I hope a lot of our people that join us come over to your channel and start watching you. We'd love for that to happen. And welcome to the community. And I hope to have you back again soon. And Megan, any last words? And then we need to sort of vamonos, because we're actually doing Inner Circle today.
Yes, we are. And guys, I just want to let you know, we still have the coupon code. If you're not a Design Club member, please join. And it would be a good idea to do that soon, because the coupon code is LOVELISA, all one word, and it will give you a significant discount, but that's going to be going away soon. So don't hesitate. So absolutely, the designclub.com coupon, exactly. Coupon code LOVELISA.
Yeah. That one is expiring, I think, pretty soon.
Yeah.
So,
and I think Mark's going to take us out. And so shall we kind of leave with a little bit of a wave or something? We don't have any outro music, so we're going to do it a little bit like
Dana,
this.
no outro? Come on, girl.
It has
You kicked it.
We're working on it.
But we can wave.
You wave.
We can wave.
Thank you, Mark.
Bye,
It was
guys.
totally wonderful.